The second question was asked by Bhargava of Vidarbha. So Bhargava, Bhrigus, belongs to the Vidarbha area. So what was his question? He said, Bhagavan, you told us that there are so many jivas, so many people around, no? Now, which of the divine beings carry these innumerable children? And who reveals these carrying people? Vitarana is the word used. And among those people, who is the greatest? So three questions asked in one prashnam itself. Then the Guru answered. The Panchabhuta, that is the Akasham, Vayu, Agni, Apas, and Prithvi, plus the Vak, Manas, Chakshu, and Shrotram. These are the divine beings which do the Vidharana or the carrying of the entire structure with all these children, all these multitudes of jiva. It is these people, they carry all these jiva, all these children. Then who reveals them? By revealing their own greatness. Each one of them are making us understand that they are carrying our body. Our body has no existence without this. They are carrying our body, the Jiva's body. So they make us understand by revealing their own greatness that we are carrying your body. So the Panchabhuta, the five elements, and the five organs of sensations, the sensory organs, including the organ of the intellect and mind. Mind and intellect are actually a single part, no? They carry everything on this earth, every jiva on this earth, by the sign of the effect and the sign of the functions these do. That is, these are called the great divinities or the great devata. So the word devata is used by Pippalada to these five bhutas, panchabhutas, and the organs of intellect, the five sense organs, which reveal themselves their greatness by making us feel their presence. They are the devatas according to Pippalada. They protect us and they uphold this complex structure of the body, like pillars uphold the structure of a vastu. So here the body or sharira is compared to a vastu, a building or a temple. And these are the pillars. Now, you asked who is the strongest. No, there was a quarrel between each of these. Each one thought that I am the strongest, I am carrying the entire structure. Everyone had an ego. So there ensued a quarrel between these to determine which one is the greatest. But remember, a vastu or a structure cannot stand on one pillar alone. Who has to decide which is the greatest? The prana. So the prana told these other elements which are quarreling between each other that I am the great, I am the great. The prana said, get out of your foolish imagination. I am doing the avatarana. You are not doing the avatarana. You have an ego that we are doing this avatarana, but it is not correct. I have divided into five, that is the Pancha Prana, so that all of you, all the senses can do your work. But the senses were very egocentric and they didn't believe the words of the prana. What did prana do? Just started to raise up. He started to leave the body with the senses. You know, the body has the senses. The prana started to leave the body with all the senses. When he started to ascend, leaving the body to which the senses are connected, all the other senses found out that they too will have to follow them. They too have to ascend with him. They cannot remain alone in the body and do the avadharana of the body. If the prana goes, all the others have to go along with them. When he is fixed in the body, they too are in the body. When a queen of a beehive leave the beehive, all the attendants have to leave. Just like that, like a queen of the beehive, he started to ascend from the body. Just all the senses, including the mind, vak, everything has to follow that prana. And then, knowing the greatness of the prana, all the other senses started to praise it. Without prana, no sense organ can do the dharana or avadharana or protection of the body. And knowing this fact, they started to eulogize prana with love. So, prana is the greatest. Prana does tapas just like fire. He himself becomes the sun. He himself is the Parjanya. He gives both heat, light, and rain. He is the Makhavan Indra, and he himself is the wind. Prana himself is the Annadeva of the earth, that is the god of good. He is the Sat, Asat, and Amrita, the truth, untruth, and the eternal nectar. He is the burning energy equal to Agni, the fire. There is nothing except the energy of sun, what we call food or annam or rei or earth, moon, life. Everything is the prana, the sun. And this statement of the Vedic Rishi Pippalada has to be considered in the light of our modern age discovery. Without the sun's energy giving powers, we cannot survive. No food, no life, nothing can exist on earth without that energy. So the Rishi says the prana is the sun for earth and food, for life, everything. The Rishi did not call it his discovery. That is very important. He didn't say that this is my discovery, you have to give my name for it. Pippalada's discovery. No, that is not needed. He knew that it is known to all the ancestors before Pippalada also. That is the thing that we have to learn. We give our name to every other discovery we make. It had been always there. It was discovered by so many people before us. We don't have that understanding. We have to, just like registering a piece of land, we are registering a discovery with a patent and all these things will be might be discovered earlier. We don't know that it will be he will have to be rediscovered later also. That also we don't know. Sitting in the present, we are so egocentric. That is it. As if spokes of the axle of a wheel, everything is fixed in that prana. The Rik, Yajus, Saman, Yajna, Kshatriya, Brahmana, everybody is fixed only in prana. Even a smallest virus is only fixed in prana. The mantra, the Veda, the sacrifices, the functions of defense of a warrior, the functions of learning and teaching of a Brahmin, the agriculture, commerce, and economy of a Vaishya class, all fixed in the sun only, in the energy of the sun only. Nothing exists without that energy on this earth. The winds, the rain, the food, the eco cycle, the seasons, everything depend upon the sun, says Pippalada. Therefore, understand the sun as the center of the wheel of the Dharma Chakra. So, sun is the center of this Dharma Chakra on earth. Sun is the center, not the earth. That is said by Pippalada of the Atharva lineage. And every other thing is only a spoke in the wheel. The center is the center energy giver for solar system, including the earth. It's only the sun. And this shows how the ancient Rishi understood the heliocentric existence of life, not only of earth, but the entire lifespan as well as the geocentric nature of life simultaneously as two aspects of the same process. And everything starts from the prana in the form of energy and live in it and merge in it in the end. So he is actually saying that energy is the greatest, and that form of energy that we experience in our body is the prana energy, the Jaivorja. This is what this Rishi says. You are the one which journeys as Prajapati in the womb, and the one who is born out of it. Prana, you are in the children, and the children therefore give bali to you. That is addressing the prana. Prana, everything is your children. You are in the children too. Because of that, every child born of this earth, every being born of this earth is your child, and you live in them permanently. Because of that, we give bali or offering to you. So the bali, Bhuda bali, the sacrifice, the bali has come because of that word. The sacrifice, we are actually sacrificing every act, every word, every deed into that energy only. We came from that energy source, we live in that energy source, and that energy source makes us do, speak, whatever we are doing in this sojourn of life, and we finally merge in that energy. So this is a sort of yajna, a sacrifice that we do in the energy, in that fire source of the sun. You are the fire of the Deva, the divine things. And you are the first Swatha for the Pitru, the ancestors. You are in the history of the sages, the truth of the Angirasa, and all the Atharvas. The Atharva Angirasa race, the truth of the Atharva Angirasa is you, the prana, the energy called the bioenergy, and the cosmic energy, the prana. The habits of the Deva, the Pinda, the sacrifice we give to the ancestors during the ancestral rites, as Swatha, food in Nandimukhi, is only prana. If the sages are visionaries or the senses, the best and the greatest among them is the prana, and that is the truth of the Atharvangirasa. That with organs, anga means organ, is angi, with organ. So the word angirasa, that with an organ is the angi, anga, angi. That rasa, essence of the angi, that is body with organ, is the angirasa. That jaivorja is the angirasa. The essence of the body with all its organs is called the angirasa. The prana gives that angirasa. The essence of the entire body. What is the essence of the entire body? It is the Atman, which is equated to prana here, the Jaivorja, the energy that we have or we can experience. The cosmic energy, all of us may not be able to experience, only very few experience that. But the bioenergy, the pranorja within us, each one of us can actually experience. According to the Vedic saying, pranova atharva. Prana itself is atharva. It is the truth that is avidhata. Avidhata means continuous, unbroken, indivisible, the indivisible truth. And hence it is called atharva. Here prana is praised in a eulogy as that with signs of help, like dharana of the body and its senses, and atharva angirasa is the oldest Veda of the ancient ancestors. That is said in this with this eulogy.